Nope, put that away. Welcome back to the Outer Worlds 2. Process Rift data. Where's my... Oh, I'm staring right at it. We have to go up here.
Lift access is strict. At this time, residents of Laplace's garden are not permitted beyond this point.
How do I get up there?
Hey! Only security personnel are permitted in this booth. Leave. Please.
Can I talk to you? No. Why? How do I cheatsy doodle it? Or did I go up the steps and come around that way? Does the lift go down? I might have I probably misunderstood. Hello.
You. I don't know who you are. But if you thought it wise to bring a cultist into the heart of Order territory, you are deeply foolish. I have not the slightest theory as to how you bypassed our guards. But if it was through violence, be assured, it will be returned exponentially.
As is no threat. If she was going to harm someone, she would have done it by now.
Exactly. Though, to be honest, I was thinking of filleting you, but it didn't seem worth getting Artificer all over me.
I shall be the judge of her trustworthiness myself. There is a cultist-centric issue the Order needs resolved. I suspect you are capable of doing such. If you are not, I cannot trust you, and certainly cannot allow you to see Ruth.
If these cultists are suffering the same affliction of being traitorous curs as the others seem to be, then I look forward to killing them.
There is a strong chance I have already killed them. But let's hear it. Let's hear it.
My task is this. A myriad of cultists have taken over the settlement of Newton, which is a nearby site of historical but not strategic significance. I want them gone.
They're already
There's a
gone.
bridge stretching from the settlement to the archive, but it was destroyed by a rift. Best keep your distance should you travel there.
Well, then it seems today is your lucky day. The Dawn and Newton have been dealt with. By us. Care to hear all the bloody particulars?
I don't think they need to hear that, Asa.
Come on, Commander. You never let me talk about Viscera.
You saw a problem and followed your own methods to solve it. I can admire that. Here's something for your trouble. If you removed Newton's unsightly blemish, I believe you may be trustworthy. I have reason something predicted has come to pass.
To be fair, I never planned on killing the cultists at Newton. I snuck past them the first time, and the second time I was just kind of hoping they let me by, but I think they got scared by Asa.
One of the satellites comprising the Hyperion web was struck by a wayward craft and crashed on Paradise Island. I need someone to recover an informational component from it.
Oh, back to Paradise Island we go, sure.
I hope your zeal is properly placed.
Whatever that means.
Protectorate soldiers guarding the crash site are unlikely to let you close, unless something else is made to arrest their attention. I cannot say how that might be accomplished, unfortunately. Some of our scholars find answers to their solutions at the CAF integration point. Perhaps you might do the same. Collect the data from the crashed site and return it here. May the odds prevail against your bloody demise.
Sure. And we leveled up. Fantastic. No perk this level.
Your actions are in accordance with the plan.
You have a stupid helmet.
The Chamber of Conflict Evaluation and Strategic Planning is currently off limits to non-essential order.
I have a feeling that's where Ruth is. Could be wrong. Okay, so we have to go back to Paradise Island real quick. What quest is that? This one. So, can I fast travel from inside? Are we living by Fallout rules? Nope, I can fast travel from inside. Alright, let's be quick about it. And then whenever I get back, I'll do the quest talking about the water. Where is that telling me to go? Obviously, that's Eden. Where is that telling me to go? That wants me over there. Over there, okay. This is a minefield. Try not to die. Alright, I think I'm out of the minefield now. That's all good. This may be one of the last times I have to come back to Paradise Island. That also may be Cope. I also need to talk to a trader at some point. What is that noise?
Investigating hostile intentions.
there are so many people here. Oh, I'm out of ammo. No, reload. Can I put a red dot on this? Is that a dumb question? Aiming with this thing is so difficult. Like, honestly, like, aiming with this thing is so difficult, and it actually doesn't make any sense that a laser weapon or electric weapon would have recoil. What is this? A protectorate settlement. I did not know. Hello, what are you? It's a collectible of some sort. That looks interesting. I said I didn't want to waste that much time on this plan, and then I went exploring and looting, so let's be quick about it.
I must say, I have many reservations about this. The Protectorate has always provided for us. For what reason would we forsake such a stable and safe way of life?
Because, friend, with the Protectorate, you're only surviving. With Antes, you'll be thriving.
So your superiors order you to thrive?
No.
It's not a totally baseless idea.
2 days, 3 at
That
most,
should totally
and
be
they'll
annihilated, just like all capitalist propaganda. Praise the matriarch!
Okay, relax, bro. It really isn't that serious. And I would also join Auntie's Choice just based on purely how many of them there are. Considering you live there, Auntie's Choice has a settlement right there.
Have an update about that personal matter. You know. No, the one that might, end the universe. The other universe-ending thing.
Okay, sure, tell me.
Back at Winter's Grasp, I found someone was continuing Anais, Sir Bujol's research. Believe I have a lead on their identity. I wholly agree. I pieced together information from earlier leading to Golden Ridge on Dorado. Oddly enough, to the anchor hold at Matriarch's Mercy Monastery. I had Val set the location on our map. I recognize we're juggling multiple crises, but I'd suggest we journey there sooner than later.
Okay.
Inquire away. I may even respond. Another crack like that, and you might just find out. Our department employed a variety of methods to obviate hindrances and threats to the Order's efforts. We were considered wardens of the grand plan, helping correct it when needed. Sometimes with purpose. Don't you as well? Do you draw some moral distinction between avenging harm and nipping it in the bud beforehand? Between covert and overt means? When all is said and done, are those in your ledger any less dead than mine? That so? Hadn't thought you'd felt that way. Didn't take you for a pacifist. Just a mite less homicidal. All of us are part of the plan. We follow the path intended for us by the architect. We should, at least. Now and then, some push back against their path, but it never ends well. Corrections can take time, even delay in the solving of the equation. That's where we came in, to get things back on track in the timeliest of manners. Some were proprietary. Often they involved forms of subtle persuasion, others more overt influence. Now and again, more direct means were required. May the plan favor us against long odds.
Alrighty, let's run back up here, give her whatever it is she requires, and then... What the hell is that loud-ass noise? And then get back to doing some other stuff here.
I look forward to the... Now, how might we be of use to one another?
Here is the thing you asked for.
Yes! Excellent! Take that, reductionists! Your horrid little surveillance devices shall finally be used for what their purpose should have been! Don't tell anyone about that outburst, please. Here's something to keep you quiet.
I think I've more than proven myself. Can I meet with the presiding bishop now?
I must admit I first had doubts, due to your association with a cultist. But yes, you've earned not only my trust, but the Order's as well. I hope you'll continue working with us. I've informed the presiding bishop you're coming to speak with her. She can be found in the room off the main stairwell. I'm sure I don't need to say this. But if you even think about bringing harm to Ruth, I shall know. Be on your very, very best behavior.
So why all the comments about Azza but none about Marisol? Like, isn't Marisol, like, actually part of your faction? Would that not balance it out? Dude, what is this ambient noise? Why is the music so loud? Did I already look in here? I may have at some point, but I didn't take anything until now. Alright. Why was that one stealing but the other ones weren't? Whatever. Alright, so let's go do the water thing. Before anything else, who do I have to talk to over here? Hello, person.
Did you know around 1,000 species of bacteria live on human skin? A fascinating, if not relevant, bit of trivia. Wouldn't you agree?
I have a fun fact too. Did you know ursopods generate their weight in mucus every day?
I did indeed. But always nice to make the acquaintance of a fellow philomath. At any rate, I am quite conscious. Merely waiting.
For what?
I have no idea. Sometime last year, I predetermined an occasion of momentous import would happen today, right here, at these very coordinates.
I've heard this song before. Let me guess, a seer gave you that prediction?
Oh no. You know what they say about having too many totalizers on the same sum?
Nothing gets solved?
Precisely. Oh my goodness, it's refreshing to converse with someone so like-minded. Leslie Beckett, Oracle Laureate, Seer Supreme, leader of the Department of Predictive Analysis, and not terribly good at informal introductions.
Where would I have found information to talk to him about? Ever thought about getting into gambling could be lucrative for a man of your talents?
Never. That would be a serious offense and an effrontery to the principles of the Order, especially for a seer. I vastly prefer the systole and diastoles of competitive debate anyway. But now, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the agent we've been expecting. I knew loitering at this location would yield results. I don't suppose you've stumbled upon any of our excogitation chapels around Cloister by chance?
I don't even know what that is.
Excogitation chapels are order residencies where one can meditate in solitude on specific theorems relating to the plan. They're scattered all around Cloister. Prior to the war, such focused study led to all manner of breakthroughs, with audio logs routinely kept by the scientician in residence. In these unprecedented times, such logs could harbor hidden wisdom. However, with the war on, I've sadly been unable to get my hands on the last of these recordings.
Breakthroughs like what?
All confidential, I'm afraid. Many are still under peer review, but I can assure you, their value is commensurate with, the discovery of gravity, or has the potential to be.
Apparently I already have some.
How unexpected. Almost as if there's a universal plan at work in the universe. Please return when you've found all four. I will be here.
While I have you, there's something I'd like to discuss.
I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
First two options are, like, not what I want to do.
Impossible, I'm afraid. The Protectorate is rather well entrenched at present, and nothing short of an all-out siege is likely to dislodge them. If you're determined, I recommend consulting with the presiding bishop on the matter. She can tell you more.
Okay.
Don't we all? Nothing beyond what I already included in my 165-page summary of the incident. Why do you ask? His resignation has been duly received and accepted. Where he goes from here or what he does now is up to him. I expect we won't hear from him anytime soon. On a more positive note, the Department of Predictive Analysis's biennial summits will be far less contentious. Of course I do. That is precisely why my energy is better channeled toward the future, to ensure such tragic events never happen again. Landon Wiley was afflicted by that which strickens all scholars, the desire to effect change, to advance the plan at any cost. Were his methods wrong? Unequivocally. Should he have come to me with his concerns? Undeniably. But was his conclusion categorically sound? That remains debatable. By the architect, no. The order needs less change, not more. I agree we need to return to our fundamentals, but I'm quite sure my definition of that differs from Wiley's and his cohorts. But let's move on to other topics, please. All this fractious talk is giving me a...
Nope. Alright, so he's not gonna give me anything. Actually, I don't know that. Let me drop a quick save, and then talk to him again.
Welcome back, Agent. In what manner can I assist you?
Let's see where this one goes.
How do you know about that? I mean, that is quite the allegation. I deny it effusively.
Okay, so that option actually didn't do what I thought it would do. I thought that option would lead down the path to exposing Persephone.
As you have cleverly sussed out, Laplace's garden is the subject of an experiment into social conditioning, or curating, if you will, through the use of therapeutic pharmacology.
Go on.
We have been administering a pharmaceutical to the population of the garden via the water supply that aids in emotional regulation. We call it perspective. It's odorless, harmless. Well, apart from the withdrawal, but I can assure you we have our best minds working on that little issue. Minor complication at worst.
What withdrawal?
Irritation, paranoia, increased desire to gamble, oddly enough. All manageable conditions, of course. We are increasingly operating with fewer resources, however, and most regrettably, we've had to eject more and more subjects from the experiment in order to continue it. In a plan-perfected universe, we would have ample time to wean participants off perspective before sending them out of the garden. But, alas, we do not live in that universe. Yet. Fortunately, your discomfort is not a determining factor in the continuation of the program. Primarily, though not exclusively, because you don't live here, at any rate. I have no interest in debating the ethics of this experiment with a layperson. No offense.
Alright. So, that did more, but still not really a lot. Is there a back way in? Up here? Oh, that brings me up here. Oh, there's this, though. What is the point of me coming in here, though? The water is green. That is not normal. Oh, then that just brings me here. What is the point of this? This doesn't do anything. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit of a letdown and quite confusing. Ouch.
What is with the anomalous behavior?
No, don't take that. They're like a... Just sneak in. Nope, that's stealing. Okay, whatever. Don't care. Kinda care, but not enough to not do it. What are we doing in here? What's the point? Am I gonna have to sneak back in here? I don't know what liquid tracer is, and I don't know where I would find it. Alright. Back to Persephone, I guess.
I hope you have good news for me.
Sure. Here, have the sample.
I knew I had the right person for the job. You've saved me quite the headache. Your reward, as promised.
What's next?
Aw, wondering if you'll ever see me again? Precious. I'll remain in the garden a little while longer, but it would be best if we limited contact with one another. No offense. But who knows? The plan mystifies even the greatest minds. Perhaps our paths will intersect again someday. If it isn't my favorite collaborator. I thought I said we shouldn't be seen together. No need to wait for permission.
Alright, whatever. Alright, oh, hello. While we're over here in this part of the world, what is happening? Why are we lagging? While we're over here in this part of the world, there is this person over here that was talking last time.
I remember the days when Laplace's garden lived up to its estimable purpose. Now look at it. The fountain in disrepair, pedagogy in the park, even the lights above our heads have winked out like stars taken down from the sky.
I mean, she's a bit out of touch, but sure.
Nevertheless, one must persist. The plan is good. The shadow. I knew you had a knowledgeable look about you. That would be. There's a panel just.
Yeah, I figured as much. I think it's funny as hell that I need a hack of 7 to open a panel that's already open and plug in 2 obviously unplugged cables.
And so there was light. My sincerest thanks. I will be sure to extol your virtues to the laureates the next time we speak. And here, a little treat for your effort.
Thank you. Alright, so just a little thing that I did.
Your contributions are much appreciated.
Yeah, and your helmet's still stupid.
A second makeup exam will not be off, so I hope you studied this time, Briar. You may begin now.
Right. No pressure.
Why would I need explosives of 4 for this?
Shh. If I'm caught talking during this makeup exam, what does it matter? Can't mark the occipital from the parietal with these voided questions. And is there something wrong with the air recyclers? It's getting hard to breathe.
Quick, your instructor's not looking. What's the first question?
My vision's gone a bit fuzzy, but the exam's right here on the monitor. Have a look.
Oh, is the question on?
You asked. I'm already perspiring beyond acceptable odor levels. Thank you. I'm sure I'd recover my wits enough to tackle the rest of the test if you can just help me make sense of the first question. Just be discreet, won't you? My vision's gone a bit fuzzy, but the exam's right here on the monitor. Have a look. I'm sure I'd recover my wits enough to tackle the rest of the test if you can just help.
So there's information somewhere.
Hello, layperson.
I don't have explosives of 4. To be fair, I don't have explosives in general. So, like, is nothing gonna happen until I figure out what to do? Presumably, this is one of those weird quests where, like, it shouldn't work the way it works, but I feel like nothing is gonna happen for, like, ever. So I can just do whatever I want to do and then come back if I ever find the necessary information. The problem is, I'm probably just not gonna find the necessary info. Anyway, let's go talk to whoever's up here. I don't know if Ruth and the Bishop are the same person. Hello?
Good to see you again. I had hoped we could speak earlier, but no matter. A little time remains. You are a crucial variable in the solution to a critical problem. Since the unfortunate end of the peace talks, Gertie and I have kept in communication, and we believe it is still possible to get the Order and Auntie's Choice to work together. When you go in to speak with the presiding bishop, please raise the issue with her. I assure you this is the correct thing to do. For yourself, for us, for Arcadia.
I think I was gonna do that anyway.
Farewell. I would say good luck, but I put no stock in chance. Only probability.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was gonna do that anyway. The hell are you?
The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue, but I am pleased my waiting is finally at its endpoint. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. A bright star in a constellation of possibilities, as it were. Now with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause.
That's spicy.
As I told you in my message, A splinter group was responsible for recruiting your fellow agent and tasking her to perpetrate that heresy. The conviction of those radicals was such that they elected to perish from exposure to Cloister's wilderness to avoid fouling their predictions and my interference. Their interpretation of the data was at odds with mine. I forbade them taking action, to no avail, obviously. I disavowed their actions then, as I do now. Faith is trust without evidence. You deserve far more than that. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners strengthen developing relationships by 5.3%. So, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ruth Basar, third presiding bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, supreme calculator, and, plan willing, the architect of Arcadia's prosperous future. My sensory deprivation chamber. I spend the majority of my days closed inside the silence, dulling myself against the tedious excesses of the body and mind. Want no longer factors into my decisions, but I can see how that might confuse one of such spirited bearing. I am using the chamber to prepare for a test of significant endurance. I think it best to leave the discussion there for now.
This conversation's weird.
I admit, when I sent my initial message, I did not exactly know who its recipient would be. But I trusted the plan, and lo and behold, it provided you as the solution. Your recent exploits at Greater Tranquility Station have certainly made for compelling reading material. Confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station? Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement.
I'm sure there's some weird excuse in the lore behind everything going on right now, but if she didn't know who I was, how would she know to have the message delivered to me? That doesn't make sense.
If your actions were so easily imitable, then we would not be speaking right now. Accept the credit. However, there's something of even greater import we must discuss. I just received the most curious transmission from Auntie Cleo. She wishes to discuss a partnership of sorts, and I heard you were the source of this plot.
Now that I've had more time to think about it... Oh, no, that's not what I want. Yes.
I must admit I have significant doubts about colluding with an entity like Auntie's Choice. Why should the Order agree to even entertain the possibility?
I mean, should we name drop one of her, like, high-ranking people? Does she trust this person?
Levin's methodology is usually faultless, and it would be a pity to scrap so much fine preparatory work. Auntie Cleo has already proposed a secure conference room on board the Undisputed Claim for our use. I will await your arrival there to mediate.
Failed to cite her work completely. I worked with Presiding Bishop Orlo, you know. Now there was a serious scientician.
You're just gonna say that while she's right there? Is there another reason I was supposed to come here? Where's the other mission? I still have to talk to that person. But why? What?
Welcome back, Agent. Is there some evaluation I can do for you? Call it proof of concept. Laplace's garden is more than its aesthetic. It saddens me to see the garden so Oh, the Laureate Council simply... No. In reality, I was recommended for... Thank you for that. I counted him a friend. Orlo shared with me his doubts about... Likely not. May you would...
Yeah, like, how do I get into the place where this person is? All the doors are sealed. How do I get in here? Dude, the wind outside right now is insane. Wait a minute, wasn't there a... Am I thinking of a different planet? Wasn't there a guy in here? Oh, he's in this room. Okay, so like...
Have an intellectually stimulating day.
Your actions are in accordance with the plan.
The room I have to get into is sealed on every side. That's insanely annoying. Can I talk to the other person again? Like, do you have anything to say?
Let's pinpoint what you and I can accomplish. I scarcely take time to engage in idle conversation, but perhaps this will be illuminating in some fashion. Who told you about that?
Why are they all so easy to dupe?
Were there an experiment being conducted here involving any kind of medicament? Confirming its existence would compromise it. The theoretical existence or non-existence of order it's not nefarious. It's a waste of time. But fine, you've made your point. Laplace's garden was built as a scholar's utopia, with this drug perspective as its regulating reagent. This was supposedly to aid us in deciphering the equation. One would think that an organization at active war would have more pressing responsibilities than a scholar's paradise, specifically a phlogistinated firearm. Capable of... Great. I was just thinking. I have nothing but... If I had to dig, I generally prefer...
Oh, I can't fix it. Okay, so yeah, the room I have to get into is just not accessible right now, and I don't know... Okay, whatever. That's annoying, but such is life. Alright, so Marisol wants us to go back to Golden Ridge. Is there anything else on Cloister I can do right now? Alright, I can turn these in. Let me turn in these bounties, and then I'll head to Golden Ridge and finish off Marisol's quest, I guess. Alright. Nope, we leveled up again. Okay, let's go back to Dorado and finish this off real quick.
Call the order warning about something like that happening.
How?
Albeit somewhat indirectly.
I can hardly believe I'm still standing. The order was right? How?
No lectures,
How do they know?
Alright, so it looks like they went to the exclusion zone and died?
You've advanced the plan. You shall be fitted.
I would like to know what happened. I would also like to know where the exclusion zone actually is. Alright. This place still hasn't fully recovered. Even though, like, it's safe again. Wait, where does this want me to go? All the doors here are open. This should, like, not be hard to get to, right?
Oh. I didn't expect us to wander into the scene of a murder. But somehow I'm not entirely surprised. Anomalous events have a way of spreading, multiplying. We should find a way inside. There might be clues to what happened, and where Anais's research is now.
Why are the anchorites dead?
They should have been sealed in that room to focus on their studies uninterrupted. No one in or out. I'd suspect the missing anchorite knows something, at least. We should ask her. Might be some signs in there of where she went. The terminal at Winter's Grasp said Anais' work was sent here. There might be signs of that, or where the missing anchorite got off to.
I mean, this makes no sense. Oh, there's a vent. There's a bed. There's another bed. And a bathroom. No sink, though. Blunt trauma. Oh, that is a lot.
I've had a chance to look around. You seem like you've done a thorough sweep. We should discuss what we've uncovered.
I've identified the body. It was Anchoress Cow.
Poor thing. Blunt force trauma to the occipital lobe, I believe. Possible signs of an altercation. Might have been an accident. Might not have been. Hard to say with just a superficial glance. At the very least, her cloister mate Anchoress Brunn has some explaining to do.
Did you see what was posted? Looked like some super dense logic puzzle.
A disputation of current order methodology. Focuses mainly on our presiding bishop, but saves ample room for the laureate council and previous regime as well. I believe I got the gist by efficiently skimming. The general concern is that the order has lost its way. My old department is repeatedly mentioned in a favorable light. Anais' work is regarded highly.
This datapad has references to the research at Winter's Grasp.
I saw that. I believe it was Anchoress Chow's diary. Spoke about regular visits by an exemplar Southworth, who requested access to Anais' work. Chow seemed worried they were conspiring about something. That they'd mentioned an old order research station.
Any idea where Anchoress Brune went?
That old research facility seems the most likely spot to look next. I know the coordinates on Eden. Place by the name of Point Obviation.
We're going back to Eden.
Oh, we're past that, I'm afraid. We need a way to keep anyone from We developed tactics at the department. Yes.
Alright, can I fast travel from here? Or is this technically like a no-fly zone, literally? Nope, I cannot fly from here. Alright. Unfortunately, this is technically like considered a dungeon, I guess. So, I guess we just can't leave from here. Okay, I'm getting absolutely pranked. Where's the way out? I took the most obtuse way to get out, but I mean, damn. At least I got out. All because I couldn't fast travel. Alright, back to my ship and then back to Eden again. The planet hopping in this game is insane. To be fair, that's a different menu. I never used to have that waypoint where I can go to a different place that wasn't Paradise Island. Okay. What is going on here?
Halt! Bye-bye. Cease any and all, don't know who you all are, but unexpected guests are categorically unwelcome here. How'd you even find this place? Maybe I should just shoot you and glean details from your logs.
Ah, exemplar, if I may. Surely you recognize such a notable member of our cohort, Marisol Delgado. The endpoint?
I can't recall if I ended whoever came up with that name. Surely hope so.
You were head causality intercessor of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection, right up till the end, correct?
More or less.
Well, what a fortuitous alignment of low probability events this is. Our efforts here are based on your former department. You should confer with Anchoress Brunn straight away.
Grand idea. We'll speak with her directly.
We actually sought to find you and others of your program, Intercessor Delgado. A serendipitous event, you arriving. Assuming you'll vouchsafe for your colleagues, you may all proceed. You'll find Wilhelmina up the lift, 4th floor.
Welcome to Point Obviation.
Sure. This person, I don't know why it triggered a memory. It's such a weird memory that it triggered. This person sounds like Nadine from Point Lookout in Fallout 3. I think her name is Nadine, the girl with the red hair whose mom sends you to go rescue her.
Anchoress Brunn is continuing Anais' research from Winter's Grass. I'm sure of it. Best play along for
It may not be the same voice actress, but it sounds insanely similar to her.
Unless, you know, we want to fight.
Asa, not really. Oh, that's what that noise is. Jesus. Alright, I guess we keep going up.
Long-time vocal exponent of your work.
Doubt the Anchoress will walk away from the research lightly. May require some aggressive convincing.
Welp, if so, I'm sure we'll find a way. Let me read all of these to make sure they don't give me any extra information.
Oh, who's this?
Don't pretend.
Oh, yes, I remember you. We met earlier at the site of my former seclusion. I've heard much of your exploits since. If I recall correctly, you helped me prove my argument that pacifism always presents the best options. I admit I have modified that opinion slightly since then. I understand you allowed Seer Wiley to go free, yes? Once was a time I would have made that exact same decision. And as for you, I've been informed that you're Marisol Delgado. I've read your file. An impressive body of work, though often quite mortiferously inclined.
Less so over time. There were too many pesky repercussions, I came to find.
Yes, well, to what do we owe the pleasure? Are you familiar with our goals? Come to join up, perhaps, or should I say re-enlist? It was more of a disputation as a scholarly objection than a manifesto per se, but why quibble? Anchoress Chow is very much against it. Her accident was quite tragic. You saw the disputation, though. Tell me, what did you think? You read it, yes? A truly unfortunate accident. I had posted my disputation and stated my intention to leave. We argued heatedly. Objects were thrown. She stumbled and fell badly. We try to honor her loss. Such tragedy only underlines the importance of our endeavors here. Each day the equation remains unsolved, countless more tragedies occur. We must succeed at the soonest possible haste. The longer the mistakes of our presiding bishop persist, the longer calamity and sorrow will continue. Our sect aims to end human suffering, sooner than later. We've taken great inspiration from your former department, from their methods and their science. To solve the universal equation in our lifetime requires bold action, clever calculation, and assiduous work. Oh, you're an admirer as well? It's one of the very things that led me to agree to lead the efforts here. I believe it's the way forward for the Order. Bujold's thinking was unconventional, ahead of her time. Why, in fact, she's here with us now today, overseeing an experiment that proves her researchers' theories.
Really? Seer Bujold is here, at present, in this facility? The one we're presently standing in?
Yes, we're so very pleased to have her. If you thought her work before was captivating, wait until you hear the experiment she's overseeing now. The intent is to represent the building blocks of the universe within a test chamber, then extrapolate data revealing the universal equation from the micro-universe that forms.
Sounds like it could change everything, one might say.
Why, you should go see for yourself. As former colleagues, I'm sure you'd like to reacquaint. Go on. I'll call down to let her know you're coming. Yes, she's monitoring the experiment. I'll have elevator access unlocked so you can join her. Do please stay in the observation area, though. The work is quite delicate. We'll speak further after you check over Seer Bujold's work and the experiment concludes. Oh, so exciting.
So, Anais is here? Are we about to find out something that, like, isn't super fun? I mean, more than likely, right?
How much longer do you predict preparations will take?
Almost ready. Perfect timing for my former colleague to peer review my work. Head Intercessor Delgado, what an opportune time for you to appear. At the perfect moment to assist our experiment. What in the endless void are you? Shh. Comms off, but others are near. I need your aid before this ridiculous affair careens into disaster. Can I rely on you this time? Or will you already intend on scurrying away again? Is it? Is it really?
No, it's not. You're right. I'm... sorry. I'm sorry.
You've never said that word out loud before, have you? Don't even know how to pronounce it. I guess... No, I'm still mad. Now, are you going to aid me or court ruin?
Still mad about what? What happened between now and the last time we talked? The last time we talked, you guys were like on the mend of making up the past problem, and like everybody was happy because we destroyed the stuff. What happened?
The test involves 4 stations. Each represents one of the fundamental building blocks of the universe. Zeranium gas, macro-ivs, nucleons, N-rays, all the usual stuff. That test chamber is where all are meant to mix, to simulate a mini-universe I can apply my theories to, pull data from, and deduce the universal equation in a reduced time frame. We know what happens if that's successful, so I need you to muck with each station's settings, then initiate the experiment.
Yes. Can we discuss how you arrived here?
I came to derail this line of inquiry in such a discommodious way that no one would ever consider trying it again. For all the aforementioned reasons of it likely causing, or at least queuing up and leading to, the end of all things. You chose to leave me behind, again. So when they came calling, I thought it an opportunity to sort it all myself. Yet, admittedly, at this moment, I could use your assistance.
This shouldn't be your burden. It's on me.
You don't get to decide that, or adjudicate, or coolly comment in a steely growl. Not falling for that a 10th time. Help, or stay out of my way.
I am so confused. Unless I missed a line of dialogue that hinted at something catastrophic the last time we talked to Anais, we went our separate ways, knowing we were going our separate ways until we needed to talk again. No? We didn't abandon her on Clayster. We didn't leave her with Auntie's choice. She said to go.
All you need to do is adjust each station's settings.
Yes, if we alter the experiment in...
The guards on the 2nd floor won't appreciate it. It's only the fate of the galaxy riding on it. So perhaps try to be...
For sure, whatever.
Indelibly eradicate algorithmic dissonance.
Got a live one.
Nope, that doesn't. Please don't, like, look at me.
Anyone else hear that? No? Just...
Okay, now apparently I was supposed to do that. Okay.
I'm no tenured archivist, but that sounds dangerously unstable.
Indeed.
Hard to get in a good sleep cycle.
Nope.
Constant permutations, setting everyone's natural alarm.
Okay, that door doesn't open.
Something wrong back there? Hello?
No, don't worry about it, bro. I'm just stuck in here for some reason. That doesn't open.
It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers gives us math that brings us wonders. Define recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from driver of a terribly eradicate algorithms.
Is that all I had to do? Okay, that does open. I guess I just missed. You know what? Valid. Let's get out of here.
If you're done, evaluating my work and all settings are final, enter the terminal command to void the oxygen from the test chamber. The experiment will then begin. Commendable effort scrambling those settings.
Bet. Oh, that looks bad.
Did it work? Did it work? See, was it a success? What happened?
Hold the applause just yet. I need to run the numbers. I'm sending the others back up to you. They can describe the proceedings in detail.
I shall await their arrival. Anchor's Brun out. That is how these messages end, yes? If not, farewell.
The results of the experiment will be a career-ending embarrassment for Anchoress Brun, but she won't accept this lightly. We'll need to do more.
Yes, our next steps here will be crucial. I know this type of mission well. Granted, my targets were always meticulously well-researched beforehand.
You'll need to convince her, destroy her logic, end this research for good.
How the fuck are we supposed to do that?
All it requires is a forceful array of incisive argumentation, logical reasoning, coercive persuasion, and cognitive contortioning.
You mean one of our old brain-off maneuvers? Really? That's what the rank and file in our old department used to call it. Provost Bolding considered it a casual moniker unbefitting of an order scientician.
make Brunn give up on science, logic, and reason entirely, then no one will ever dare continue the research again. Between you and Marisol, it should be a light challenge. Easy.
A brain-off against an Order anchorite isn't entirely without risk. We could employ certain other methods to deal with her. From our former department's playbook.
Oh, yes, a book you wrote titled Making an Execution Look Like an Accident. Despite the moral quandary ideally involved, unseen consequences still abound.
That's hyperbolic at best. Data suggests significantly fewer unpredicted outcomes than outright murder, if properly executed. And I'm quite capable of skewing results in our favor.
And here I thought you'd begun to change.
Do we want to ask Azza?
Marisol knows what she's doing. I vote for murder. I just love watching her work.
Seems reasonable. Appreciate you listening. Murder shouldn't be our first option here. Too many drawbacks, both mathematically and ethically.
Honestly, I'm relieved as well. I am.
From the legend. But the there, I'll need to. I'll cut off her comms when she begins. And Marisol, do keep out of trouble.
Okay. Back up. I skipped a lot of dialogue, not thinking it would be that much to get to the end of the conversation. All right, hello.
There you are. You saw the experiment through to the end, yes? The data hasn't arrived yet, so please do tell. Was it as beautiful as I imagined? Any inklings to the result? Or perhaps I oughtn't to have recloistered myself till after the experiment concluded, Well, don't just stand there. Tell me everything.
I hate to break it to you, but the experiment failed spectacularly.
What? No. It couldn't. Wait. Let's start from the beginning. Step me through your understanding of what's gone awry.
The experiment was deeply flawed on a conceptual level.
Really? In what way?
Altering levels of xyranium nucleons, microwaves, and N-rays seem like a necessary hooey.
These are all fundamental building blocks of the universe. Together, they form the primordial soup our galaxy was formed from. This is widely recognized in scientific circles. This was just a start. Such models typically make an enormous amount of errors at first. All quite expected, an anticipated setback, nothing more. It simply needs to be revised and refined. You certainly seem to be making a lot out of this, though, one must say.
Anchoress Chow doubted your plans. Her final words claimed you'd been swayed by flattery.
I miss her skepticalness and insight. If we could agree on a topic, there could be little doubt in its logic and rectitude. Look, there may be some validity to some of your points, yes. But we'll improve. We will continue to stride forward. There's absolutely no need for all this doom and gloom.
Improving the model and methodology won't fix the underlying research being bad science.
Why, I'm shocked. I'm certainly glad Seer Bujolt isn't present to hear such a needlessly provocative and deplorable accusation. There is no call for that sort of meanness in the scientific field. And I can personally attest that it is categorically untrue. Now, is that all? Because I think I've had enough of all this. Everything we've done here is built off Seer Bujolt's research, which is quite brilliant.
The experiment failed terribly. Your career is over. Time to retire.
Really? Will I become a laughingstock among my peers? Have the whispered jeers begun already? No. No, calm down. Breathe. You've faced setbacks before. The experiment data just arrived in my terminal. Allow me to eyeball it a moment. Perhaps there's something here to help prove or disprove any of what you've been saying. There was some variance to the input data. Not far beyond acceptable parameters, but curious. Could explain the failure.
You're grasping the foundation of everything you've been doing here is unsound.
Oh, come. One bad test wouldn't mean the science is completely flawed. This has been a difficult conversation. challenging, disputatious, at times compelling. Yet I remain unswayed.
If I may, I have a point I'd like to add.
Go ahead.
There's a critical flaw in Sir Bujold's approach I think best illustrated by this English phrase. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. I much appreciate this jest. Very simple, yet clever. Because in English, the word like can mean similar to or I prefer. And flies can be to soar, or plural of the insect. Through this perspective, it functions, makes sense, is humorous even. But in another language where words' meanings differ slightly, it does not. The framework we interpret the statement from changes, thus rendering it uninterpretable. False. Bujold's method of shortcutting the universal equation is much the same.
It lacks context. When you extrapolate the data from the mini-universe to the larger one, the information itself may scale correctly, but fail to interrelate. That is an interesting thought puzzle. As humorous as it is inapplicable. I remain unswayed.
We tried. Our fallback plan's our only option now. Head for the hatch.
What was that? You're starting to worry me. What do you intend to do? Ah, the experiment data. There was some variance to the input data. Oh,
I passed every check. Was there just no way to do it? Hello? Marisol?
Oh, let's talk later, dear.
Like... What am I supposed to do? What? Marisol, what do you want from me? I'm genuinely confused here. What? Did you mean this hatch? Oh, yeah, I guess so. All for one, completed all companion quests is the achievement I just got.
Of the Order, a tragic accident has occurred. During our recent experiment in Test Chamber Beta, we failed to recognize that ventilation systems had been left connected to Test Chamber Alpha. As you know, it had been recently refurbished as an enclosure for Ankaris Brun. She gave her life for science. Well, it's true that we found the related research deeply flawed, but she gave her life for the pursuit of science. As the experiment was a colossal failure, I, as senior scientist remaining, have determined we must abandon this inquiry and shut down the program immediately. Oh, such a terrible shame. Farewell!
Okay, so that's dealt with. But at the same time, I got the achievement for completing all the side quests. Companion quests. Does that mean that there is no next part to Az's quest? That seems kinda silly. It seems like there should be one more part to Az's quest. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, whatever. Can I go back to my ship? No, of course not. You want to talk, probably.
I understand now why they say never meet your heroes, Intercessor Delgado. You've truly been an enormous disappointment. A key experiment fails and Ankaris Brun falls prey to an unfortunate accident right after you and your consort arrive. And we are all to believe these events are unrelated?
That's circumstantial and more than a mite bit paranoid. I expect better from an Order scientician. Even one from the Department of Applied Scientism.
Don't think I don't see your handprints all over this, Delgado. I don't care that you somehow roped in Bujold with that little performance. I'm not buying it. The Ankaris, poor trusting soul that she was, may have believed you were here in good faith, but I don't. You're looking more and more like enemies to me. Fascinating. You know, I reviewed that work myself, right? I'm well versed in manipulative prevarication from feckless mutineers. Try again. Or try facing a gauntlet of well-trained exemplars. I could always choose for you.
Considering we took the elevator down from the 4th floor, I don't know how you would have looked at the data. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Really? You don't say. I know you're to blame. I just wanted to see how far you were gonna take this. I can't believe Anchor's Brunn fell for any of it. Fellow exemplars of the Order, commence hostilities!
Okay, sure, absolutely. Why is this happening? I have no idea. The person that was guarding the front door all of a sudden just thinks she knows more than, like, the people that are, like, actual scientists. Whatever. Just another quest that's leading to killing literally everybody in whatever faction we happen to be in. It's just dumb. Like I said inside, like, I passed every skill check I could pass with the Anchoress, and it just wasn't enough. And then, like, the speech checks to fool the person that was guarding the door on the way out is like 14. I don't know, whatever. And then she's just outside waiting for us. Like, did she not talk to the same people we just had to kill to get by? Like, do we have to fight you now?
Oh, look who it is. The legendary former head intercessor of the Order. Another mission successfully completed. Made it through all that without a scratch, hmm? Glad to see. Say, I know this was difficult and rather a mess, but you listened. You tried to do right before you did what you must. I appreciate it, the attempt, no matter how that may sound.
The credit or blame belongs to the commander here. It was their decision, ultimately.
No, it wasn't.
Forget I know you. You always thought you knew better. No one could ever convince you of anything. Before, that is. Good to see. Maybe you are facing yourself.
There are a few things I'm still not used to saying. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please. And thank you. But thank you, Anais.
At any rate, I'm off. You all take care now. Marisol, don't be too enigmatic or anything. Try. Before I forget. Meant to give you this earlier.
Oh, thank you, Anais. Goodbye. Oh, Brunn obviously murdered her. Thought you knew that. Perhaps it was an accident. Perhaps she simply wanted to knock Chow unconscious so she could sneak away. Or not. Indefinite immurement isn't for everyone. Even the finest minds may crack under the strain. But her canned, feigned concern about Chow, how she kept changing the subject, both belied an underlying sense of guilt to me. Oh, not really. Not yet, at any rate. Everything's a bit raw right now. But suppose I will be. Thank you, dear.
Well, I'm here for you, Marisol. You know, in case you need me to help sow some violence to help you feel better.
Again, same thing with the last part of this mission that happened on Cloister. Why did that conversation not happen when we were up there? Just weird pacing, but it is what it is. We're never coming back here. Loot everything, steal everything. Everybody here is dead because the skill checks for a person that really shouldn't have needed a skill check were really high. So let me take everything and then let's get off planet. All right, whatever. Let's get out of here.
Commander, it's customary to evaluate results after a mission of reasonable significance. Would now be good?
I suppose so. Again, this conversation could have happened outside. All right, before I say goodbye, let's talk, Marisol.
I've had some time to cogitate over what occurred at Point Obviation. Some parts don't sit right with me still. Wonder if you and I might talk it through.
This is another problem I have with the Outer Worlds 2, kind of just in general. We just left the load zone for point obviation. How much time has she had to cogitate over the things that we did? The load zone took 5 seconds, so unless 5 seconds in Outer Worlds 2 time is like a week, there's literally been no time between when we did the thing and when the thing is being brought up again.
A bit, yes. With the work I used to do, I'm no stranger to guilt and regret. Midway into my requisite sleep cycle is when it usually plagues me the most. We could have done better by Anchoress Brunn. If we'd properly convinced her to abandon the research, I'd doubtlessly still lament duping her, but she'd be alive. And yet, such actions were par for the course for me in the past. When my remorse for Brunn rears its head, it will need to get in line.
Here's the thing, I passed all the speech checks. I don't think there was another check I could have passed. I don't think there was a skill that I was missing. I passed all the necessary checks that went down the line of dialogue that I picked. So I don't know if there was another way.
Yes, Southworth was complicit. And now she's dead. Yes, those parts did take me back. I can wax fondly about them now that we're no longer dead set on destruction. I hope so, at least. According to Anais, we could have reduced the likelihood of that occurring by completing the brain off. It's not anywhere near zero, but it's unlikely.
Again, did I not do that? The last check I was given was a skill check of whatever category it was for 9, and I passed it. And then we just had to default to literally everything else, because whenever I would talk to her, it would just open up the leave conversation options. Maybe I'm fried, but as far as I'm aware, I went down the dialogue tree that I went down, and then I passed every speech check. Or not speech check, but skill check.
She seemed pleased that we at least attempted to address her concerns, so I've changed, apparently. Thanks to you. No. There's plenty of credit and blame to go around. It's been a while since anyone gave me a good talking to like Anais did. And I'll admit your influence has been rather positive. I'm pleased with the path I'm on now. I didn't think this is what the plan had in store for me. I've been facing myself with the same zeal I face my enemies. With tidier results. Appreciate you taking the time to talk it over, Commander.
Of course, even if it kind of leaves me in an even more confused state than it did before. What up, Niles? What do you have to say today?
When I first got assigned to your team, I was beside myself with excitement. Since then, you've really proven yourself every bit of the legend I hoped you would be. I've come to respect you, Commander. Not just as a leader, but as a, well, as a friend, too. I'm glad to hear it. Would have had some real grease on my face if you didn't. It was just me and Val for so long. I kind of forgot what it was like having someone else I could rely on. It's been real nice having you at my side. Not to get too maudlin, but I'm used to losing the people who mean the most to me. I just want you to know I'm not gonna let that happen this time. Don't worry. I'm not planning on jumping in front of any bullets if it can be helped. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. This can be a thankless job sometimes. Didn't want you going a day longer without knowing how much you mean to me. And to Val, too.
Sure. Who else can I talk to while I'm here? I can also upgrade my characters. Alright, I upgraded all my characters. What does Azza have to say?
What are we standing around jawing for? There's
nothing. Fantastic.
Feeling like I could take on the galaxy, Commander. But don't worry, I always...
Nothing.
So, the Sovereign was undergoing mental refreshment. I do not believe for a moment that he truly was in need of it. And I fear he shall never be the same. I am no physician, but I understand the dire implications of what you have said. Thank you for your candor. I have no use for false hopes. The Consul shall be made to pay for his part in this. Then we shall figure out what best to do with the Sovereign.
You see, it's lines of dialogue like that that make me question how I got the achievement for completing every companion quest. when my companions talk like there's more to do about the things they're concerned with. You see my problem. But whatever, that's where I'm gonna end the episode. We did a lot, honestly, more than I wanted to do, but hey, whatever, it is what it is. So, I'll talk to you guys in the next episode where we'll be continuing, I guess, the main plot, because I think it's all I have. So until then, hope you have a great day, and a pizza.